pretty good. Pretty decent.
Hey, don't be making a whole lot of noise.
We're gonna add them in. That's all.
Yeah, I have more to eat.
Oh, Polly. He's not even ever nervous.
Please do good. Welcome to the Operation Miss Podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jessica Thompson, and we have a very fun episode in store for you today. Next to me, we have Arthur Toole, and he's going to be our guest today, speaking about just a maternal health journey from a father's and a husband's perspective. And Catherine can introduce him better than me because they're like best friends.
So I'm so happy that Arthur came onto the podcast. We have been friends for over 15 years.
Yes.
And he is one of the best fathers that I know. Because I think that sometimes, when guys have a blueprint, then they just follow that blueprint. Mm-hmm. But because he didn't, and you'll learn more about his story as we talk, he created a blueprint. And so he is one of the best fathers that I know. And when we first started talking about Operation Mist came about, just seeing how he supported his wife and how he is with his children, I knew that he would be a great person to have on the podcast, because if anybody knows how to make a journey safer for a woman, it's you. It's him. So welcome to the podcast. I'm so happy you're here.
I'm humbled by that introduction. I'm gonna try to hold up my end of the bargain.
Okay, please do. So I want you to start out by telling us, why did you agree to come on Operation Mist podcast? When we asked you, you said yes, and we're so happy you're here. But why did you say yes?
I get to sit in between both of y'all. I mean, that's number one. I mean, Dr. Thompson, Dr. Sylvester. I mean, Danette, because I want to, talk about your journey, right? I gotta protect home.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I want to still have a home when I go home. So, honestly, what you guys stand for, how you guys are helping moms, right? Like how you are saving them from stuff that terrifies them, right? And so, and we'll get into my story, but with my wife, she had some challenges. She had a lot of challenges. And for me, wanting to protect her, wanting to protect our children, I couldn't. I was at the mercy of what everybody told her. Mm. And when I saw your journey and how you created Operation Mist that empowers women, how you guys empower women, it's just like, wow, I wish we would have had that, right? Maybe my wife would have been able to have a child vaginally, right? Because Lauren is 12, soon to be 13, and just as late as last year, Jeanette was saying how she feels a slightly less than because she had to get a C-section. And no matter how many times I tell her, like, you still all woman, you still all beautiful, she didn't have the choice. Somebody told her, this is what you're gonna get. And I had to sit there and watch her just do what they say. But you guys are empowered. That's my favorite puppy. So I just want y'all to know.
And I'm gonna have a brief introduction.
So I am really truly grateful for what you guys are doing, right? And it's just to give the woman the right to choose what happens to her body. Mm-hmm. Is what every man wants for their wife and for their woman, right? Mm-hmm. Truly. Oh, stop recording. So
I think I need to put my phone on do not disturb.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was good.
It's all good.
We just
yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. How do you even do that? Settings.
There's a moon.
Oh, that's what it is. Look at you, Catherine.
I was gonna wait to acknowledge my prowess.
Not bad.
Thank you. Now that makes up for all the other stuff.
That's right.
And that's gonna stop all notifications. Do not disturb. I'm sorry, y'all.
Don't worry.
It's all good.
That's good because I forgot to move that water bottle out of his. That's one of his little toys. He likes them, but
he's like,
you just went, wow, you done climbed all the way up in that.
That's how he's used to being.
You gonna be that way too?
You like you too.
If you don't mean then we family. Okay. The kids will love you. Yeah.
Hope it's
so,
not crooked.
there you go. You're not gonna sit down. You gonna sit down? There you go.
And this is still recording, so I can just cut it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
All right, we gotta go back. Mom said I gotta go. You like,
Kenny, please take a nap, poo-poo.
all right, kiddo. Let's get down. I'll put you back up. I promise. I promise. I promise.
Get someone to sit down and be good. Take a nap. Take a nap, poo-poo. Please.
He just wants to be with you. Just want to be with you.
He just want to be in the center, so you don't want to be with me. This kind of make noise. So let me try to move everything in that noise. Do the right thing this time.
It's fine.
I think it's okay.
He's looking like. I'm sorry, this is so bad. Oh, let me make sure.
Oh, that did not mean to come up. I'm sorry, you're gonna give me a trouble.
Okay.
All right, it's your show.
Okay. Welcome to the Operation Miss podcast. This is a very, very fun episode. I'm Jessica Thompson, and today we are interviewing Arthur Toole. And I will let Catherine introduce him because they're like best friends.
So I'm Catherine Sylvester, and I am so honored to have you on today. We have been friends for at least 15 years, and we have seen each other through a lot. And so with the reason though that I invited you onto the podcast is because I'm honored to watch you and how you support your wife and how amazing of a father you are. And I'm so grateful that from the moment we even thought about Operation Miss, that you have been supportive from day one. But even before that, for my postpartum journey and everything that I went through during the pregnancy, you were there, and your support means more than you know. So now the people get to learn from you as much as I have learned from you, just how your role as a father can really help mitigate a lot of issues that happen during pregnancy, following delivery, and really throughout a woman's lifetime, because I watch how you protected Nat, how you give her all the resources that you feel that she needs to support herself, and how you take the kids sometimes so that she can go out and be with her sisters and do the things that she likes to do. And so I know that you are one of the best people to come on and just teach other people how to do the same thing.
That's a tall order. So I'll try. But thank you both for having me.
Yeah, so I guess the first question we have is, we asked you to come onto the podcast, but why did you say yes?
So honestly, what you guys are doing is something I wish I had years ago. So my wife, Danette, hey, I love you. She had a lot of challenges with her pregnancy with Lauren, right? And so she had preeclampsia, and at the time, I didn't even know what that was.
Wow.
All I knew was that they made it seem like the scariest thing possible. So I did what any dude would do, look it up on the internet, which scares you even more, right?
Yes.
And so that put us at the mercy of the doctor, right? And so what the doctor said, we just did, because I thought, as the protector of my house, that by doing specifically what the doctor said to do, that's in the best interest of my wife.
Yeah.
And so when the doctor told her, hey, you gotta have a C-section, we didn't even flinch. Now, she didn't want to, but that's what it is. She was in labor for 27 hours.
Oh, wow.
So we just did it. But when I heard about what you guys are putting together with Operation Miss and how you are empowering the woman so that she can look at the data and then say, hey, doctor, I know this is what you're saying, but this is what my body is saying. If we would have had that, then maybe my wife would have had our children the way that she wanted to, instead of the way she was forced to. Come here, this is my dog.
If you're listening and not watching, my sister's puppy, Cannon, it's also a gift.
Yes.
So you hear some extra noise, it's him.
Yes, I'm taking you home with me.
You said so much there because I believe that most people do feel like when they go see an expert, so you're pregnant and you're seeing an OBGYN, everything they say is gold and you should just go with it.
Mhm.
And it's not saying that these people are not experts because they are, but you still are entitled to do your own research, get a second opinion, and then make your own informed decisions. And that's what we encourage all of our Miss Moms to do.
Yeah.
No, it was what you guys are doing is perfect. Like the doctor we had was wonderful. He was a really nice guy. He answered our questions, but we were at the mercy of what he said, right? And so we couldn't refute anything. And so then when we had our next child, Jathan, like it wasn't even a question. The doctor said you had a C-section, automatically you're going to have another C-section. So the possibility of having a VBAC, having a child vaginally wasn't even a consideration. But maybe it could have been, right? And we didn't know that. And so I want to just tell everybody, that maybe, hey, there's another option. And then I want to tell all the dads, because all we want to do, like we're powerless, like we don't carry the child, we don't know the actual pains. We don't know what a cramp feels like. We don't know what a labor pain feels like. So we're sitting there holding your hand, worried, but we can't do anything. But maybe now with you all's program, we can say, oh, your watch is at 5, but you need to go lay down. And now we say you need to go lay down because you really need to lay down, not because that's the only thing we have. So I'm grateful for you guys, and I thank you guys for what you're doing.
That's so good. And you are not powerless. Men are not powerless.
That's right.
In this journey. You are powerful.
Yes.
We don't feel like it, because all we want to do is protect, and we're like, okay, but what do we do? Like you got this whole thing going on inside of you. We participated in the creation of it, but
that's all.
Hey, we try. Listen, we go get the food sometimes. We wash the dishes sometimes. We rub your feet sometimes. Right? But this will give us some real power. Like we can help this pregnancy journey like never before.
Right.
So it just has to get out to the masses.
Yeah. So tell us, because you have 4 sweet babies.
I have 4. They just kept coming. Jesus.
That's what happened. They kept coming.
They kept coming. I had nothing to do with it. I just looked up and there's another one. Like, okay.
Great. So can you compare? So let's say that there are some young men listening right? And you had a baby when you were a little bit younger.
Yes.
And so what would you say to that young dad in terms of his role in supporting his baby's mom versus now flash forward 20 years and you have another one. I know it wasn't that long, but you flash forward a few years and you have another one. And then as a husband and, I guess being older and having you're in a different state in life.
Yeah.
How are you then able to support that differently?
So my first son was 17. I was 17 when I found out about him. It was the absolute, at the moment, it felt like the worst thing ever, right? It felt like the world had ended. All my aspirations and dreams were down the drain because now I have this child, right? Coming, and it was with a girl that I just really started dating, right? Like, I hadn't even been, how transparent can I be?
It's transparent if you would like to be.
I hadn't even been sexually active long, right? But I didn't have a father in my life, so no one really sat me down and was like, "Hey, before you have sex, like you really, really should have condoms." Like, it in theory, but at that age, I wasn't even comfortable going to the store to pick up a box of condoms, and no one was telling me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, the whole pull-out method, no,
It don't work.
That don't work. Got a whole child. It's 26 right now. That lets you know the pull-out game. Yeah, that don't work. Because I think I did, and he's still here. So I was a senior in high school when he came, and it was that was tough. So I joined the military because in my mind that was the only thing I could do that can guarantee some funds coming into the house. And it was tough. His mom, wonderful, wonderful woman. Like we had some challenges because we were kids trying to raise a kid.
Absolutely.
But we figured it out, and we had a whole community. He has several fathers, not just me. Older men that came in, and I had the wherewithal to acknowledge that, you don't know what you're doing. So these other guys are trying to guide you. And so fortunately for that. And then, years later, I had another one. And then 2008 I had one, 2009 I had one, 2010 I had one, and I realized that there was a leakage problem somewhere and I need to fix that. But what I will say to the young guy that's listening is that your life is not over, right? And that honestly, what you think is the worst thing that's going to happen to you will turn out to be the biggest blessing ever. Because anybody see Chris, and like everybody know Chris is my dude, right? Like he's a grown man and he's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'll never tell him that to his face, right? You know, I can't have him that, but
he can hear it now. My baby can hear it.
You can edit this out. Chris, I did not say that about you, but you know, but I had no power. She had no power. Like, what's a 17-year-old girl gonna do? You know, like she got a community telling her that her life is over.
Yeah.
And so in addition to just the wearable technology, you guys are nurturing women. So that 17-year-old girl that finds out that she's pregnant, she don't even halfway know her body for real.
Yeah.
Now you can say, listen, we can help you, right?
Yeah.
And now, not only that, you can tell the dude, listen, if you care about her, you know, you can help her get this watch for her, put it on, and then you can help her. It could be a journey together. Like that's another bonding experience. And so it just helps. It just helps.
I didn't even think about that demographic with Operation Miss because most of our moms are more mature than like a teenage mom would be, but this will be really helpful.
Yes, because their hormones too, it's like the amount of time that our hormones have been in this cycle is much longer than they would have been.
Yeah.
And you know my heart for teen moms. And so I know that, you know, the mental stress that you can have. And when you said, you know, y'all had a community, you had a community of men to pour into Christian. It's like those women at that age, they need that.
They need that.
And with our missed meetings and just like sending them emails and text messages, somebody knowing that we love you and you are not alone, that matters.
That's the difference between a young lady having birth or a young lady having an abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you guys are doing. I don't even know if you guys see the magnitude of what you guys are doing. Like, you're not two random people that came together and put together a watch and say this. Like, you guys are trained physical therapists. You're a doctor. So if you tell somebody, hey, this is what's going on with your body, you also empower them, right? Like, this is not the norm. Y'all are onto something truly like huge, right? And then also it's going to be profitable, but y'all don't even care about that, you know, which is the weirdest thing. Like, all y'all conversations like, we just saved a mom today, we just helped a mom. Like, it's a business to me. So, but no, just think about the young girls out there. They don't know their body. They're getting ridiculed by other people. You guys are providing that environment, that loving, nurturing environment, and then also, you're saving a life. That's one person that will choose not to have an abortion because maybe I can make it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what y'all are doing.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all flash forward. So with the next three.
So Isabel, you know, I just got out the military and met someone, and clearly we hit it off. But I was a bit older, right? So I knew then that, okay, hey, life isn't over. We can do this. And so while we had our challenges, you know, I knew the life deserved to be here. And then I reconnected with Danette, who I fell in love with in '96, and you know, she was like that one that got away, right? And then she resurfaced, and it was an interesting time. It was an awkward time. I said, hey, I want to make this work, but I got these whole situations. Now I can build this with you, right? But you know, and then she was like, yeah, and we got to work immediately.
Yes, you did.
So Laura came right there, and then stay with me, Ken, stay with me. And then that's when like I needed to watch the most, honestly, because Danette, I saw her struggle. I saw her really struggle, trying to be a good mom, trying to be a good wife, trying to start her career in HR. Like that was the first genesis of her career in HR. And she's having all these pains. Now she's never had a child before. Now she's hurting in places where she's never hurt before. And all I'm doing is sitting there looking at her, right? You know, thinking, okay, I can rub your feet, sit down over here, but none of that stuff ever felt like it was making a real difference. So now I'm frustrated. And then she trying not to be frustrated because she like, you feel good. Help me, right? And you know, that created this gap. And you know, love conquers all, but a watch and wearable technology can really help bridge that gap, right? You know, and so you know, we got through that, and I just when I talk to guys, we all have the same thing. Like we want to protect you guys. You know, you guys are the life givers, right? And this will allow us to do it. This will allow us to play a role in it, an active role in the child birthing process. I will never feel the pain that y'all feel, but at least we can say, okay, hey, you're acting like you're good. Your body says you're not.
Right.
Dr. Thompson I called Dr. Thompson and was like, listen, her, was it HIV?
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. Her HIV says this here, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you've helped my wife on numerous occasions with her health, her fitness. Like all the moms get that, right? So it's just, I can't say enough about what you all are doing if you can't tell.
Thank
You know?
you.
But tell us, so because Danette does have a watch.
Yes.
And so tell us, what have you done, I guess most recently, let's just say most recently, because I know what you did, when she was sick. So.
Oh, you know, so backstory on my wife, she wears work as a badge of honor, right? So she won't ever sit down, she won't ever rest, and she takes pride in her ability to take care of us.
Like
Right?
many moms.
Like many moms, right? You know, you got,
she cooks so good. I
Right.
I hope her stress stays down.
Right.
So every time
I need her
there-
stress down, right?
Yes.
So she got sick and she wasn't feeling well, but she was still trying to push through. But the watch was saying a different story,
Right,
And
right.
so I can tell her, hey, sit down, right? And normally where she would fight back, like, the watch says you need to sit down. And now I'll go and get the kids. I'll go, you know, either I won't cook it.
No, please don't.
But I'll get the food.
I mean,
Okay, I make a mean oatmeal.
that's what I was
Okay,
gonna say.
listen.
I was gonna tell everybody.
But I'm gonna stay in my lane.
I mean, what?
Oatmeal. You know oatmeal? Like the Quaker oats, the milk and the oatmeal and I got that. I got you. Okay. But if you don't ask for lasagna, that's not my thing. But I was able to just, you go relax. Matter of fact, now I convinced her it wasn't much work to go out with her girlfriend. So at the end of the month, she's gonna go take a trip because she does it. But now because of you, because the only reason we have the watches is because of Catherine. She's able to read her body better. She's lost like 30 pounds since you didn't have the watch.
She's amazing.
Right. Like all this because now we have the technology and because of you guys, we're able to understand it better. And so now she's living a much better life. Like she doesn't let the work stress her out as much. She takes breaks now because she understands her body more as a result of Operation Mist.
Oh,
No, it's wonderful.
So great. OMG. Because I want to go back because you said men have an active role in this whole pregnancy and then motherhood journey.
Yeah.
And so that's how you're not powerless, you're powerful, because if you are actively participating in it and not like sitting back and saying, well, I can't have the baby, I don't know what to do. But when you go to different communities or organizations like Operation Mist and you find out actual things that you can do and you get the education like, oh, well, I can help with this. When you go to the delivery room or whether you're delivering at home and you're more educated on the experience, then you can have a more active role and really be a vital part of the positive birthing experience.
Oh yeah. Like we're limited to, in our knowledge, I'll just speak for me. I want, some guy to come into your YouTube or Instagram and say, well, I knew. I'll speak for me. Outside of Lamaze and doing what the doctor specifically said, I did not know what else to do. So I'm trying to be attentive and watch her and be whatever I think she needs. And most of the times I was getting it wrong, right? Because I don't know. What does it feel like to have something growing on the inside of you?
Right.
I don't know.
Me either.
Right? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But what does that feel like? Right? So I thank you for that. Saying that we're not powerless, but that is the feeling. Like I want to be there for my child. I want to be there for my wife or for somebody else, their woman, their lover, whatever. How?
Yeah.
Because my default is the internet. and you got a lot of crap on it.
Oh, yes.
Right. The internet will say, some say she needs to lay down for 6 months. Others say she needs to walk 10 minutes a day every day.
Right.
Which one? You guys will say, what does her body say?
Yeah.
Like, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right. And so now I feel like, okay, now, yeah, I'm powerful now, and because I can support my wife in a way that I wasn't able to before.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I still don't get it perfect. Right. I should clearly tell you when I screwed up, but I'm better. Right. And we're better.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so now even me, I wear the Garmin watch for myself now as a result. And I'm just not getting back into shape. And the watch was telling me, maybe you shouldn't run tomorrow.
Maybe it was telling you that. It was telling you that. It was speaking real loud and clear, and you were ignoring it.
I think that's doctor-client privilege.
Oh, I'm so
sorry. And I'm feeling quite judged right now. You know what? For the rest of this conversation,
Moms, we don't make you feel this way.
I'm talking to you now, Dr. Thompson. I'm feeling a certain way right here.
That was gold.
No. But that's truly another example. Like, I was trying to work out.
Mm-hmm.
My body was saying, feel the watch. I didn't understand that my body was trying to tell me to rest. Right? Because in my head, 20 years ago, I was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
You could just start up and go 6 days a week working on everything. I'm considerably older now.
Wait, but think, right? You were doing that, but should you have been doing that?
That's the other thing.
Who knows?
Who knows? I could have been doing that. It could have been detrimental to my body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but because I'm in the military, everyone else is doing it. We just do it. But the people that fell out, maybe they had a watch.
Right.
Matter of fact, if you guys go to the military and say, hey, we got this technology to help your soldiers then optimize them, that would probably be a good thing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a very good
Don't steal their idea. Okay, so those that's listening, you're not them.
But that's it, and that's with Operation Miss. That's what the difference is, because Perry Brubaker says all the time, like, people, like the majority of Americans have some type of smartwatch, Apple Watch, Fitbit, whatever, but we're not any healthier as a population. And it's because the watch is not connected to a healthcare provider to walk along that journey with you. And so I think that's one of the big things that makes Operation Miss so successful.
Yeah. And I think what's so neat, because you keep saying that you're powerless, and even before this though, he is just one of those people that, like, you got Jeanette's ice skating lessons. She loves ice skating. Yeah. What de-stresses your wife, you put that into place for her. So now she doesn't have to decide, am I going to pay for these lessons? Am I going to go? It's like, no, on Saturday afternoons, this is where you're going to be. Yeah. Because you know what helps her. And so it's like, I think it is, we love the watch, and the watch is amazing. The connections and the people in the household are super impactful as well. Yeah. And so if you didn't do that stuff and she was stressed, can you imagine if Saturdays you were still like, well, I got stuff to do. So that she wouldn't have time to go anywhere. She wouldn't go Friday nights. She wouldn't be able to spend time with her sister if you were not watching the kids. And so you have always done it. Now the watch just helps her feel like, I'm not leaving him hanging out. Yeah. I'm doing this for me so I can be there for him.
Because that's what y'all don't do. Y'all do it for everybody else. Y'all never do it for yourself. My mom's that way. The women who are in my life, y'all all do. Y'all are all about the spouse, the husband, the job. I mean, the kids. Never you all. And then y'all crash.
That's true. Let's talk about it, because that's my mission as a healthcare provider, is for women to know that they can prioritize their health and their family at the same time. You do not have to choose or put yourself second or third or last. You can prioritize yourself. And I mean, that's such a true statement. I think it's like, you said that your wife can wear work as a badge of honor. I think for women, it might just be a maternal instinct or just a feminine instinct. Like, we feel good when we know that our spouse is doing well and our kids are doing well, or we're able to care for people. We like to care. And that's a lot of like pouring out and not a lot of pouring in.
Yes. Yeah. But this gives the husband a job to pour in. Yeah. Right? It gives them the opportunity to pour in. Or for those women who don't have a husband, or the man is not in their life, this gives an opportunity for other women to pour in. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Or your children to pour in. If you have an older mom and you're old enough, you're 18, you got a mom, you can give this to your mom, and you can help her. Like it just empowers those who love you
Yeah.
to be there for you. And that's the secret sauce. Right.
That's so good. So good.
Yeah. So you had an idea that you're supposed to be sharing.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing, right? So I'll do this. So last year I went on a trip. It was a couples trip, right? It was a couple of us, and I never been on a couples trip, right? And so got to spend time with my wife and her friends. But I got to spend time with my homeboys and their wives. And I understood that, like, wow, all the stuff that my wife and I went through, other people have gone through. But we felt like we were by ourselves. Like, you know, the challenges of being married, the challenges of rearing kids, the challenges of just life, you always feel like you're the only one. And then you get with other group of people and you realize, no, everybody's having that same human experience. And so with what you guys are doing, I was like, well, why aren't we talking to the dads, right? Let's get the dads who are like, hey, you're out there, you have a child on the way, your loved one is stressing, you want to help her. Hey, we have a Miss Dad's program, right? You know, and they come in, they meet you guys, they buy the watch, give it to the wife, and like, you don't even need to sync it. I'll sync it. Right? And so I've talked to a couple of guys, they're all interested, you know, and then you've heard from some of the moms and their spouses and loved ones, they're interested. And so I want to help you guys feel that. I don't want anything, right? So this is not my show. I don't want it.
It can be your show.
I think I prefer.
Oh, wow.
Alabama and Mississippi always got along. Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia over here, you know.
Wow.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Georgia over here acting all different. But no, so if you guys will allow it, what I would like to do is help you guys build that group for the guys. And so it's like, hey, you know, if you want to help the childbirthing journey, you want to help your woman in a way you haven't been able to before, then Operation Mississippi, right? And so again, no equity, I don't want any compensation. It's just my way of thanking you guys and thanking you for empowering the foundation of our house. And then what I didn't say earlier was like, she's helped my mom, right? My mom had both her knees replaced, and that second time she had the second knee. Like if you listen to her story, like she was done. Like it was the lowest she ever been. And my mom is like the strongest man or woman I've ever seen in my life. And to see her in that dark space, even when she tried to hide it from me, was debilitating. But you know, fortunately, I knew a physical therapist. And not only did she get my mom back to just moving, but back to living. Right?
That's good.
You know, because that's what you guys do, right? Because if we went to a doctor, the doctor would have been like, okay, take some medication and go live somewhere. My mom would still be unable to walk, right? And so, you know, this is just my way of saying thank you for that. And thank you for what you're doing. So like, I really want to do this. And then I already talked to your husband. Like I talked to him way before I even told you. You know,
you know what? Because we on camera.
That's why I said it on camera.
Yeah, okay.
I'm safe.
Okay, you are not safe.
Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't leave the room. But no, so he's on board. He has another idea for the guys too that I think would be beneficial. That you guys are starting a movement, right? And I think the movement that empowering the community that want to support the woman.
Yeah.
You know, and put this in their hands, and I guarantee you that they'll be there, right? If the watch tells this husband, your wife is really tired, and she's acting like her normal, meaning that she's trying to do everything. Now he knows tonight I'm cooking. Tonight I got the kids, right? Tonight you go out with your girls. You know, Fridays used to be until COVID. Well, was when my wife would go see her sister. She used to feel bad, and I'm like, no, it's all good. Me and the kids gonna be here. We're gonna watch cartoons. We're gonna eat unhealthy food.
I knew that was coming.
Right.
You don't see it, so it don't matter, right? And so you guys will be doing that, and now guys will be able to do that for their loved ones. So again, with your permission, I would like to do that.
So with your permission, we have to talk about something.
Nope. You're not
So many surprises.
Right? Yes.
He's surprised about this one too. So not only did physical therapy help your mom though, make her really good too. right?
Yes.
So let's talk about what you do with Make Relief, because there are a lot of moms who they get to their third trimester, they are super uncomfortable and they don't know what to do. So they reach out to us, we give them exercises, different sleep positions, but a lot of moms have been incorporating use of Make Relief,
So
right?
yes.
A few. And so most recently we had a mom and she reached out to me after 2 years ago. I did her scar massage. She had a C-section. And she said, and on her scar massage, I used the Make Relief, but at that time, it was just a sample. So she had a sample of it and she texted me and said, do you remember the name of that cream that you used on me? And I said, of course I do, but at this point now you're manufacturing your own Make Relief. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. And so she was able to put in her orders and she's not taken any medication since. And so, so you are also, the thing about the maternal health crisis is that there are a lot of different pieces, a lot of different players. And so as a dad, you are a player, but as a manufacturer of an all-natural pain relief product, you are also a player. Because what we don't need and what we see on the dashboard is that moms, when they take medication, it impacts their physiology. Yeah. And so for her to not have to spend the last trimester of her pregnancy on pain medication because of what you and Danette created is amazing. So can you tell the people about Make Relief and how it came about?
So thank you. I did not know this was coming. Make Relief is an all natural pain relief product, right? And so literally there are no chemicals in it whatsoever. What I found by reading this book, a lot of times when people say their product is natural, what they mean is 10% of it is natural, 90% is other chemicals they put in to support the natural. Right? I literally found that out by a book by this doctor and nutritionist that I'm reading. And but Make Relief is 100%, like all the ingredients, it's the best pain relief that nature ever made. But it started from pain, right? So I left the military and I tried to get back in shape, ended up injuring my knee, tried all the pain meds.
Tell me what you were doing. What were you planning when you were too old to be planning it?
Listen. Can I say again how much I enjoy having this podcast with you, Dr. Thompson? I've never met a doctor that was as amazing as you, right? Like, oh my goodness. Oh, and your co-host?
Oh wow.
No. So I was playing basketball with guys. I was in my early 30s. I was playing basketball with guys that was like late teenagers and twins. And I should have been stretching. I should have been doing other stuff. But for 6 months, I'm walking around limping, right? And then what's weird about the human body that I didn't know was that because I was limping so much on one, it ended up aggravating the other. Right. So now I'm 32, walking around like I'm 65.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Fortunately, I had a wife who's from Grenada, which is in the Caribbean. She took me there and forced me to take oil and rub it on my knee. And immediately I was able to walk, jog, go swim, everything. And that was in 2011. And from that journey, we started work like, how do we make this something that can support people? And so my wife had perpetual back pains from surgeries, from car accidents. And when we made the Make Relief, she tried it. She was our first test person. She put it on her back, loved it so much that she stole the sample. Now, to this day, I don't know where that sample is, but we knew we had something, right? And so we gave it to my mom, who I told you earlier had both knees replaced, and she went from taking ibuprofen every day to rubbing Make Relief on her knees every other day, right? So you can go from 4 or 5 pills a day to rubbing the oil on every other day. And since then, we've helped hundreds of other people, right? And so now, to make sure that we can protect the integrity of the manufacturing, we never outsourced it. So we spent the last 3 years building our own manufacturing. So we're launching here. And so now we have a spray, we have a cream, we even have a bath bomb. So now.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So you can you don't feel like it, just go take a bath, drop it in and get your relief. Because everybody deserves real relief without it having to impact their body. We have this one guy, his name is we'll just say Mr. T. 76-year-old Army veteran, amazing guy, strong, old school guys. You know, they're about their family and really working. But he had constant back pain, right? I didn't know it. I've been around this guy for 2 years and did not know that he was suffering from back pain until he had to call out from his job because he was bleeding. He had rectal bleeding. And I'm like, okay, who has rectal bleeding? Again, I'm not a doctor. Come to find out, the Tylenol or the pain meds that he was taking was tearing up his insides, and that's where it was coming from. And at that moment, this just happened. I was like, why didn't I tell him about that? Right? He could have rubbed that on his back and not been in the hospital, you know. And so what I want to do is make sure that we get this out to as many people as possible. So that's the journey. So,
Yes.
so those are my two goals, you know. Tell guys about Operation Miss, and my wife and I build Megalith.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And I'm so happy because, especially for this particular mom, the reason it ties so closely with what we're doing is not just because of the pain relief, but because the pain relief results in better sleep. And better sleep results in better sleep quality. Better sleep quality is tied to good outcomes. And so this would be a mom that could possibly have such poor sleep quality that when it came time to deliver, she wasn't in the best shape for it. And then that's when we crashed. And so 27 hours into labor, they're like, I tap out. If the doctor says, hey, we're gonna have a C-section, then we're like, okay. But we've had a mom who started laboring on a Sunday and didn't deliver till Thursday, right? Right, because she had natural things in place so that she could endure the pain of labor and then just go in when it was time. And so you, more than you know, you are impacting people's journeys as well. So not just by being a mouthpiece, but by sticking to all of the things that you know impact women. And because I look at Danette and how she moves so much better now because of y'all's products, right? There was no way she would have been able to tolerate the workout. Like, you give so much credence and credit to physical therapists and to me and, you know, to everybody else who poured into her journey. But it truly is that if she didn't have the community, if she didn't have the pain relief, if she wasn't exercising, all of those things are playing into the thrive part of Operation Miss, right? That's why we don't stop at the survive. Not anybody can survive because everybody's not surviving pregnancy. But even if they do, not everybody thrives. And what Danette is doing is thriving.
Yes. Right. Yeah. I think she's in the best place in her life ever.
Yes. Oh my God. Remember, she was on the phone the other day and she's like, oh yeah, my stress is at 20. Honey, it was 9 o'clock at night. I have no clue how her stress was at 20 at 9 o'clock at night.
I do.
Excuse me. Look, okay.
I don't know what kind of podcast you want this to be, but I do. Let's make that clear.
Okay, What men can do is brag, ain't it? Look, we should have had her on.
Don't ask her. Don't ask her. Go with my version. Okay, go with my version. My version sounds better. Gives you much more street cred. Yeah, I did that. No, but no, again, I just can't say it enough. Thank you guys for what you do. You giving my mom, you guys are giving me my wife. And then I know when my daughters have babies, like I know where to go. When my sons decide they want to be husbands and fathers, like they will know what they can do as a result of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell us, to anybody listening, how can they find you? We know how to find you because you're right here, but how do they find you?
So you can find me on all the social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, all at Meg Relief. So that's MEGRELIEF. So Meg Relief. Our website is megrelief.com. And again, everything is manufactured in-house. Nothing's ever outsourced outside. And we'll take care of you. You know? So yeah. And then you get a personal touch. I won't tell you what it is, but when you order, you'll see it's a touch that no one else is doing, because we want to let you know that it's not about purchasing our products. It's really about, it's in line with what you guys' mission is. We want you guys to not just survive, but thrive.
Yes.
Right. So that's what we want to do.
Yeah. I'm so grateful that you came on. We are so grateful for how you love Operation Miss and our moms and how you've always supported us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
You did so good. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I'm taking you home. Okay. We're just gonna tell her sister. We don't know what happened.
Take them.
Okay.
I don't think Ebony would have